If you look at Tanzania today, with close to 45 million inhabitants, the majority is still dependent on agriculture. Any Tanzania that we want to achieve tomorrow, agriculture development will have to be the backbone. In generations' time, this country will double in population. Urbanization will take a significant flight. What will the Tanzania of tomorrow eat, and what jobs will they hold? And I think that SAGCOT is really at the heart of that development for several reasons. It is often about increasing productivity, but it's also about bringing scale to certain solutions. We believe in an agriculture system where there's a place for large agribusinesses, for smallholders, for medium farmers, and everybody along the chain. And for actually to operate in an ecosystem that also offers opportunities to a small truck driver or people selling mobile phone credit, because there's a lot of mobility and economic activity happening in a region. Many of our partners have invested, being it private investments in farms, in inputs, in logistics, in warehouse systems, but also public funding that goes into extension programs or infrastructure. The SAGCOT Center itself, or the core SAGCOT institutions, so it's the Catalytic Trust Fund, are funded by a range of development partners and also by the SAGCOT partners, who pay a symbolic yet significant partnership fee. But that is really, the funding that goes to the SAGCOT institutions is really just a small part of everything that goes into the SAGCOT corridor, from the government of Tanzania, their activities in the region, to what development partners are doing, to all the investments made by farmers and agribusiness, etc. So it's really all of the partners who are financing SAGCOT. The partnership has grown in so many different directions. We have many partners coming on board. For example, 35 companies within the SAGCOT partnership had committed to mobilize $1 billion of private money to invest in the SAGCOT corridor. We have development partners who came on board, and jointly under the New Alliance for Food Security and Agriculture have also committed to $500 million of investments in the SAGCOT corridor. So our partnership has been very targeted, especially in phase one, as to how can we get these value chains in the cluster up and running. As we grow further and SAGCOT gains a lot more momentum, we'll be having more and more partners coming on board. We're specifically looking for a stronger linkage to strong business models for smallholder farmers. If you look at how the SAGCOT initiative has developed, that it started with an invitation by the leadership in Tanzania to give hands and feet to its agriculture development, and that it managed to mobilize into billions of dollars of pledges, dozens of partners across the corridor who are working on inclusive business models and value chains, interest mobilized from around the world, and an approach that has inspired dozens of other governments. We are writing history here in Tanzania. In 2013, the French government awarded SAGCOT as one of the top 13 innovations that will transform the face of Africa when it comes to sustainable development. We have to deliver. We have to deliver not only of the Tanzania for today, with 45 million inhabitants, we have to deliver for the Tanzania of tomorrow, that will have 18 million people residing in one of the most fertile countries of the world. We have to deliver. At the SAGCOT Center, we are the broker. We're at the heart of the partnership. We go into a cluster and we look at what are the active value chains here? Who is doing what where in the value chains? Where are the opportunities? But also where are the gaps and what is needed? If we come across a common ambition of partners, for example, we have 8 partners who say we would like to be active in the potato sector or in the dairy sector. We incubate that interest. We bring them together and we discuss not only the opportunity to build a value chain, but also what are the challenges that we come across and who's missing around the table. We then actively broker to get all of those actors around the table. Agriculture value chains are often very complex and they're very risky. They involve often many actors, and everybody needs to have the resources at the same time, at the right place in order for the value chain to make it work. And even if you get everything in place, you might have challenges related to, for example, the weather. So what we're trying to do is to really bring everybody around the table. To take an example of the potato sector, that interest was sparked in the Njombe region because there were input suppliers supplying machinery to smallholder farmers who had the interest of scaling up and were looking for a viable solution that included smallholder farmers to build that value chain. The SAGCOT Center worked with a wide range of actors, from input suppliers like Yara and Syngenta, but also with Mthanga, who is a potato seed supplier in Iringa, to build that value chain. We worked with financial service providers such as CRDB and NMB, PAS, Akiba Bank, to look for solutions for that value chain. And we also worked together with other type of institutions like the Yole Institute, the local governments as well, and AGRA in Nairobi, to address so many different elements in that value chain. And finally, partners such as Kilimo Trust also came on board. Everybody is picking up a certain piece of the puzzle, and we're not there yet, because at this point in time we're targeting 11,500 farmers in Njombe to supply them with knowledge extension services and also potato seeds to start growing potatoes. But once that is developed, we also need off-takers, processors, storage, warehousing. So last year, the government of the Netherlands and the government of Tanzania signed an MOU to do exactly that. How do you also bring all those different investments to the entire value chain to make it happen? What is critical is that you have partners who are committed in different ways. They're committed in terms of time, they're committed in terms of the resources they bring to the table. How much are you investing, by when? But they're also committed to meet the objectives of SAGCOT. How many smallholder farmers are you targeting to work with? How will they be impacted? And will it be viable? Will it be equitable? What is also important, what green growth opportunities are you bringing to that value chain? And if you don't have them yet, who can you work together? We have many NGO partners who can all come on board to help develop that. For us, that is critical. So our partners should also be committed to work in partnership. No single actor, no matter how deep your pockets, no matter how big your institution is, can achieve SAGCOT objectives on their own. So you have to be willing to work in partnership. And that also goes for the government of Tanzania, who we also see as a critical partner in SAGCOT.